Speaking of collecting feedback, if you already involved your audience in the launch or even in the rebranding process, you're already getting their opinions. But if not, post-launch feedback is crucial for assessing how well the brand launch resonated with the audience and if you need any adjustments. It provides you some insights into your audience's reactions, their perceptions, what are they actually getting out of the messages you're sending, their sentiments around it, how do they feel about this whole thing, this new brand. And it helps you gauge the success of the rebranding effort. Collecting feedback demonstrates a commitment to client satisfaction, that you actually want to do it right and that you want to keep improving. How can you do this? Ask them, right? It's super easy. So you can either send out surveys, for example, online surveys, help you gather some structured feedback. You can get some feedback on specific aspects of the rebrand. They can be distributed via email or social media. Or you can even add some surveys to your website and just whoever lands there, you can ask them some questions as well. The second way of collecting feedback is direct communication. This could be in person. So when they come in office, you can ask them, hey, what do you think about our new brand? You can encourage them to provide feedback through your email, for example. And it's also a way of directly communicating. And you can monitor your social media. Look for mentions, look for comments and reactions to the brand launch. What's changing? Are people saying anything about how they're liking it? This will give you some real-time insights into what your audience thinks about this or what the greater public thinks about your new brand. This feedback will help you identify areas where the messaging might be unclear or maybe even like visuals that don't resonate as intended. Maybe they just don't like that orange color that you picked. So you can still make adjustments. It provides you with valuable suggestions for improvement. And with that, you can make sure that your brand message actually aligns more effectively with what the audience expects. That's what branding is all about, managing expectations. So even if it's not what you hoped for, even if you're getting feedback that you're not happy about, consider it a positive thing because it will allow you to refine your brand and make it better. And in the end, it helps your brand evolve and become more relevant over time. And it's not a bad thing to take the feedback from your customers, and you will see that even huge brands that pay lots of money for their rebranding sometimes don't get it right the first try. For example, I don't know if you remember this, the Gap. I remember this rebranding process really well. After 20 years of using their logo with the blue box, Gap redesigned it and introduced that new logo in the middle in 2010. I remember that. The customers hated it. Everybody hated it. It lasted exactly a week. And then Gap made the wise choice to revert back to their old logo. Now they have changed it a little bit. I think it might have been just last year or this year or very recently they changed it and they got rid of the blue box and now it's just the letters and it's all black and white. And if you ask me, a little bit more boring, but nobody asks me. I just wanted to show you that even the really big brands make mistakes and they have to adjust. And it's a good thing they did that. It's not a good logo. Customers hate it. Why keep it? Another example is Pepsi. When Pepsi changed their logo back in 2008, they didn't get that great of feedback either. As you can see by those drawings in the middle here, people were making fun of it. That new logo, what was the new logo in 2008, the one on the left? But they stuck with it. They kept it. Until now. Amazingly, Pepsi went through yet another rebrand. Right before I think it's their 125th anniversary this year. So they just revealed their new brand, I think earlier this year, I think in May or something like this. You can look for some of the ads that they did and the announcements to follow and see how they revealed that new brand, how they hyped it up, how they launched that new brand. You can get an idea from this photo of the two cans here that I pulled from their website. So they were teasing the rebrand with today, like this says today right here, and this one says tomorrow right there. So right now we're still with this old logo, but tomorrow this will be the new Pepsi. I'm not a huge Pepsi fan or anything, but I remember when they came out with that logo in 2008, I'm wondering, what were they thinking? Same with that Gap logo, right? Like, what were they thinking? This new version seems a little bit like a concession. Definitely reminds me more of the old Pepsi logo before 2008. But you can Google any brand name and logo evolution, and you will see how their logo has changed over the years, how their brand has changed over the years. Even their taglines have changed over the years. And it's really interesting, actually, and worth checking out. So don't feel bad if there is something that doesn't resonate with your audience. It's okay to make adjustments because it means you're growing. It means you're evolving and getting better. You're getting better at serving the right people.